Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing two big topics. Benicio Del Toro confirming he has been cast as the villain in Star Wars Episode 8, and the first set photos and video from Toho's new Godzilla film currently underway in Tokyo, Japan. So this is very, very exciting stuff, guys. These two news items show that these two movies are indeed underway and definitely 100% happening. So we'll start with Benicio Del Toro's casting. Very exciting. He's such a good actor, and he makes such a great bad guy. I think, looking back, the very first film I ever saw him in was License to Kill, and I think that was one of his first biggest films as well, when he plays the creepy henchman to the main drug lord, the main villain in that movie. And, oh god, and now it's killing me, I can't remember his character's name. It was a Spanish name, I know that much. Or Latino name. Oh, it's killing me. What is it? Come on, think. Okay, well, anyway, for those of you who've seen the movie, you know who I'm talking about. Benicio Del Toro's character. And the violent end he meets. That's one hell of a death scene, too. And I apologize if I spoiled License to Kill for those of you who have not seen it yet, even though it's been out for 20 plus years. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, of course, why not have him play a villain? I mean, he was great in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm sure we'll see that character return, or maybe not. Maybe the Collector was a one-time thing. Although it seems unlikely, considering now that they're definitely doing the whole Infinity War storyline. So I could be wrong about this, since I have absolutely little to no knowledge about the Marvel comic book universe. So he may very well have a lot to do, if nothing to do, with Infinity Wars. Maybe the stones come to him in his shop once he's rebuilt it. I don't know. But he'll definitely he'll have a lot of Star Wars on his plate in the next couple years. So, this is the first official casting news we've heard regarding Episode 8. I mean, we have a director, and they were looking at 3 young actresses, young up-and-coming actresses, with names nobody really recognizes or know yet. But, of course, one of them is going to be well-known and recognized once she's cast in Episode 8, and they were looking at these 3 young ladies for the female lead role, if not the main lead role. So perhaps Star Wars Episode 8 will focus on a female main character, or a driven female young woman who's the main character in Episode 8, and maybe she's going up against Benicio Del Toro, or maybe she'll be one of many main characters. Who knows? And you know what I'm really interested about, and because now that I think about it, if you look at the Star Wars franchise, that it's had its share of villains, its bad guys, its henchmen, its shady characters. But our main bad guy has usually been a Sith Lord. There's always been a Sith Lord at the helm. With the original and the prequel movies, it was always Palpatine, or Sidious, Dark Lord Sidious. He was always our main bad guy, and he usually had the second main bad guy reporting to him. Vader, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Imperial officers, members of the Separatist Alliance. He was manipulating and controlling everything and everybody in all the movies. So, he was always our main big bad guy. He was our big bad guy, him and another Sith Lord. And what I'm curious about is, will we ever see a Star Wars movie after Episode 7? Because it looks like Kylo Ren, if he's not a Sith Lord, which they've been hinting at, if he has a master who's a Sith Lord and he's just the apprentice, so those two are going to be, those two will be our villains for Episode 7. But after Episode 7, depending on what kind of reaction and reception it gets, and I'm sure it's going to be tremendous, fingers crossed, we're all hoping it's going to be mind-blowingly amazing. I wonder if they'll ever do a Star Wars movie where our main villain isn't a Sith Lord. It would be interesting to learn more and more about it as in the next couple of years before it comes out, if whether or not Benicio Del Toro's character is going to be a Sith Lord, or just another big bad in the Star Wars universe. not a Sith Lord, but maybe some kind of dangerous arms dealer or crime lord. I'm not saying he's going to be Jabba the Hutt who sits on his ass and has everybody else do the dirty work for him, but he very well could be part of some other kind of evil criminal movement or something like that. But you know what? If he's going to be a Sith Lord, fine. I'm not complaining. You know, I don't mind having Sith Lords be the main bad guys in Star Wars movies, but it would just be kind of interesting to see or learn if with episodes 8 and 9, if a Sith Lord will always be our main bad guy, or if they'll change it up for the last 2 films. Who knows? They probably won't, just not so they don't break tradition. But it would be interesting to see a Star Wars movie where our main villain isn't a Sith Lord or a Sith at all, just some nasty evil bad guy who's got a big army or a lot of power or influence, whatever. But Benicio Del Toro as a Star Wars villain, I'm in. I'm sold. I'm happy to hear it because it was just rumors for the longest time, but the man himself confirmed that he has been cast as the villain, and that is our first casting news for episode 8 as we know it. So good luck, Mr. Del Toro, and I hope we hear more Star Wars episode 8 news for the next couple of years. So keep us up to date on a regular basis is what I'm asking. So thank you. That being said, moving on to the first set photos from Toho's Godzilla. I'm going to be referring to it whenever I discuss this topic as Toho's Godzilla, since it is the Toho company rebooting their Godzilla franchise. Filming is underway in Tokyo, Japan, and through several photos we have seen extras on set, and there have been several, or at least 2 large green screens next to the cameras and filming equipment, and they are filming what looks like in a residential or downtown area. It's not the heart of Tokyo, but it is in the city. And it looks like from the brief 30-second video we see, I'm sure the director yells action or somebody yells go, and all of the extras start screaming and they all start running in the same direction. And there are a couple of cars swerving out of the way, you know, not people interfering with the scene. It's all for the movie. And there are cars and pedestrians all screaming and running away like, ah, like something's behind them, chasing them or coming at them. Could that be the Big G? Probably. It most likely is. However, we still don't know if Godzilla is going to be the only monster appearing in this movie. We haven't heard too much about the plot details. The only thing they have hinted is that he is most likely going to be he's going to be more mutant based than prehistoric based. Because in Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, he was a prehistoric monster who was awakened by the nuclear blasts during the Cold War and World War II. In this film, he could be a nuclear mutation created by nuclear radiation from the very same thing. So it'll be interesting to see not only what he is going to look like, but whether or not he's going to be more of a bad guy or a good guy. Now, I was talking to a few people about this on my channel, as a matter of fact, and somebody pointed out it would be interesting to see him painted as more of a bad guy than a good guy, since we saw him as a good guy in the last film, even though Toho really had nothing to do with that movie. That was more Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures. It'll be interesting to see what kind of route Toho chooses to send their Godzilla down, whether he's going to be a powerful ally to humanity or one who threatens and seeks to destroy humanity. But, it doesn't, either way, we don't know if he'll be the only monster in this movie. A well-known or an unfamiliar creature could appear that also threatens Tokyo or threatens Godzilla, and Godzilla won't fight him because the creature threatens Tokyo or the rest of the world. He'll fight him because he physically threatens Godzilla, and that's Godzilla's reason for attacking and fighting him. But who knows? Maybe Godzilla will be our only movie in Toho's reboot. We have yet to find out. But the extras are running from something in that video we saw from the set of the movie. And I believe the same person who took the photos and the videos took a quick picture with the director, I'm so sorry if I butcher your name, but I believe it's Hikade Anno, or Hikadai Anno. That's one of the 2 directors, and these are the same 2 directors who are going to be giving us Attack on Titan, which looks awesome, by the way. I am in no way a huge anime guy. I've never really been into anime, but I have seen a few clips of the cartoon Attack on Titan, and this live-action movie looks pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? It looks pretty loyal in terms of interpreting it to the live action big screen, and it looks hella fun and just overall beautifully bizarre. And I can't wait till it hits American screens. If it ever does, it may just hit American DVD markets right away, but maybe it will run for a limited time in theaters, because so far it's just been released in Asia, mostly China, Japan, and other Asian countries. But hopefully it'll get to the States soon, because we want to see it. So, I mean, if that movie does well, I'll have, I'll trust them with what they're doing with Toho's Godzilla Reboot. And overall, looks good so far. I mean, this movie is definitely happening. We haven't heard anything for the longest time regarding Toho's Godzilla Reboot, but the set photos and the video of the extras running from something definitely show something is happening in Tokyo. They're filming something there, and it's most likely the Godzilla reboot for Toho. So great, looks like fun. I'm looking forward to hearing more information about it. According to IMDb.com, the release date was Excuse me, I apologize. The release date, it looks like, was changed from June of 2016 to March 16th of 2016. However, it doesn't specify as to whether or not that is the Japanese or American release date. We don't know. Now, this movie is most likely going to come out in Japan first and then hit the rest... Excuse me. Hit the rest of the theaters all over the world, including America. But if this movie does come out in spring of next year, that means that America probably won't see it until, oh God, maybe not till fall or winter of next year, fall or winter of 2016. Damn it, we'd still have to wait that much longer. Who knows? I mean, I'm not sure how marketing is handled for international films. I mean, obviously they come out in their countries first and then come to America. Just how long it takes for a foreign film to make it to American theaters is unknown to me. So maybe we'll get it around the same time, or maybe we'll get it in the summer. However, that seems unlikely, since American theaters will want their attention and focuses on American upcoming blockbusters like Marvel and DC films. But maybe we'll get it, who knows. But the point is, this movie is definitely happening, and it looks like it's very exciting, very fun from the set photos we've seen. I know that may not seem like much to some of you, but the point is that it's definitely happening, and that's reason enough to excite me. So overall, these are very promising leads and stories. Benicio Del Toro joining Star Wars Episode 8 as the villain, and Toho's Godzilla reboot is underway in Tokyo. Well, guys, thank you once again for tuning in here on the EdWord for your episode review and recap needs, and your film and TV news as well. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment, sound off, and shout out down below what are your thoughts on these two topics I covered in tonight's video. And please don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more upcoming content and videos here on the EdWord. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.